Hello from the Daily Dad. Today I'm visiting this noodle shop, which is located up in Germantown. It bills itself as an authentic Chinese noodle dining experience, from hand-pulled noodles to savory broths and delectable toppings. By the way, I didn't write any of that. I read that off of their website, and that sounds pretty good to me. So I'm heading in to check it out, and that means that you get to come along for the ride too. I'm curious and you're curious. On today's episode, we're going to grab a meal at, wait for it, Bei Chuan Noodle House on the Daily Dad. By the way, if you're Googling up this location, they are also known as Bei Chuan Noodle House, but the translation is Bei Chuan Fish Maw Chicken Rice Noodle. By the way, if you can say its name in Chinese, you will probably appreciate this place more than those who cannot. But let's order a few things and see where it takes us. Being my first time here, I tried to select something familiar, so we're going with this. Mala Spicy Beef Brisket Rice Noodle Soup. Oh my god, what a long name. This soup base is packed with goodies: tofu, fatty brisket, wood ear mushrooms, kernels of corn, leeks, enoki, lettuce, seaweed slivers. Definitely promotes slurping, while the spicy kick promotes sniffling. So the spiciness was dialed up quite a bit. Also, the rice noodles were somewhat lackluster. It had sort of a slippery and glass-like feel when in your mouth. I prefer wheat noodles that have a more pronounced feel, a more pronounced level of heft. So I found the noodles to be kind of bland and unremarkable. I probably would have enjoyed this a bit more if they used a little bit less chili oil. Still, I was okay with this first visit experience and was curious enough to come back a second time. On this return trip, I brought the Daily Son with me, as he can't say no to noodle soup. We kicked things off with their spicy cucumber salad. This is a good dish and very reasonably priced. It's got a surprising amount of kick, it's aromatic, it's cool, it's crunchy. This is a good appetizer. Now here's my dish. It's the eponymous fish maw and chicken rice noodle soup. Colorful, the broth has a lot of interesting ingredients. It comes with tender white meat chicken breast. The meat itself, though, wasn't really seasoned and tasted somewhat bland. Although it looks very inviting and healthy, I am going to say that I'm not a fan of this noodle soup dish. It just didn't have much personality, and I bet that your mom's chicken soup makes more of an impression. The broth here just didn't have a lot of taste. And as I mentioned previously, I don't really like the feel of rice noodles. Again, it's slippery and glassy, hard to manage in your mouth. To me, it just looks way better in the picture and sounds way better in the description than really what it is when it hits your taste buds. What did the Daily Son order? He opted for one of the dry mix noodles, so this is a brothless option. He also opted to sub out the rice noodles for wheat noodles, which is an option at no extra charge. I have to say, this was a new taste sensation for me. The assorted meat, well, it's not clearly stated what we're actually getting here. Is this tripe? There's a pronounced earthiness. One might even say that it leans bitter. It had a spice profile that tasted like anise or perhaps tarragon or fennel or perhaps licorice. So these are Asian-leaning spices, but Westerners might find this flavor off-putting. If you can't say Bei Chuan Noodle House 3 times fast, then this dish isn't going to be for you. Interestingly, when we sat here, we only saw first-generation Chinese people and their children during our stay, and they all seemed to be enjoying their dishes as they bantered in Mandarin and as Chinese songs played over the speakers. Listen, even though I wasn't necessarily a fan, I would encourage you to just research their menu, because this may be exactly the kind of regional cuisine that you are seeking. However, I'm not bookmarking this place on my list of go-to noodle shops. When seeking out noodle soup dishes that offer the wow, the pop, and the yum, Bei Chuan, in my opinion, lags behind many of the other Chinese noodle shops, pho places, and even ramen joints that populate this area. Hey, this is the Daily Dad, reminding you to try new things and to be happy.